Fog swallowed the trail markers just feet away. The trail markers were just a few feet away, but I couldn't see them. I felt my way along the path, my hands searching for the next sign, but it was gone. I was lost and needed to stay calm. Using my compass, I determined the direction of the nearest landmark or trailhead and started walking carefully, staying alert for any changes in the terrain that might indicate I was nearing a clearing or intersection. No knife, no matches, no light. What now? I knew I should turn back, but I'd already gone too far. My compass was the only thing keeping me from wandering in circles. The first lesson, never leave your camp without a map, extra light, and a survival kit. I found a small tree and wrapped my arms around it, trying to get my bearings. The compass pointed north, but north was just more fog. I needed to find the trail, but it was gone. The second lesson, always mark your trail as you go with natural materials like rocks or sticks, but remember to respect the environment and remove your markers once you're safe. If you're in an area where marking trails is legal and won't damage the habitat, it's a smart survival practice. I pulled out my phone, but there was no signal. I had no way to call for help. The cold was setting in and the fog was thickening. I started to feel panic. The third lesson, always have an emergency plan, including carrying a charged phone, a whistle, and a personal locator beacon for longer hikes or remote areas. For short hikes, ensure you have a basic first aid kit, a map, a compass, and know the local emergency contact numbers by heart. I started to walk, following the compass. The fog was like a blanket, muffling every sound. I could hear my own breath, heavy and labored. My steps were slow, each one feeling like an eternity. The fourth lesson, conserve your energy, every step matters. Stick to your planned route and rest when needed to avoid exhaustion. I stumbled over a rock and I almost fell. My knees were soaked and the cold seeped into my bones. I needed to find shelter, but I didn't know where to go. The fifth lesson, once you realize you're lost, prioritize building a shelter to protect yourself from the elements. I heard a rustling nearby. My heart raced. Was it an animal? I couldn't see anything in the dense fog. I tried to stay calm, focusing on my breathing, and reminded myself to stay quiet and alert. The sixth lesson, stay calm and quiet when you hear strange noises. Avoid unnecessary movement and make no sudden loud noises to prevent startling, potentially dangerous wildlife. I walked for what felt like hours. The fog never lifted. My feet were sore and my body was cold. I stopped to rest, but I couldn't see where I was. The seventh lesson, use your senses to find your way back, even in the dark. Remember, in dense fog, it's easy to get disoriented, so move carefully and listen for familiar sounds like water or traffic to help orient you. Sitting down, I tried to think. The trail was gone, but I needed to find it. A useful tip from my bushcraft class surfaced. In dense fog, the direction of the wind can sometimes hint at natural features like coastlines or hills, which can help guide you. However, this is not a guaranteed method and should be used alongside a reliable compass reading. I took out my compass and, combining the wind direction with the compass bearing, I decided on a direction to head in. I held the compass steady and listened for the wind. It was coming from the north. I walked in that direction, hoping to find the trail. The fog was so thick, I couldn't see more than a foot in front of me. I stumbled and fell, but I got back up. The ninth lesson, keep going even when you're tired and scared. I heard a noise again. This time it was closer. I froze, holding my breath. I could hear it moving, but I couldn't see it. My mind was filled with images of potential wildlife, but I couldn't be sure what was out there. The 10th lesson, don't make assumptions, stay alert, and always prioritize your safety by making noise to scare off any potential threats and staying within a safe campsite area. I heard a snap behind me. My heart skipped a beat. I turned around, but I couldn't see anything. If you feel unsafe, find a secure spot to wait out the fog or use your compass to carefully navigate to a known safe area. I spotted a faint light ahead, which turned out to be a campfire. While it was tempting to head towards it, hoping it marked a campsite, I proceeded with caution. The fog was beginning to lift, but visibility remained low. The 12th lesson: always approach unknown campfires cautiously, as they could indicate the presence of others who may not be friendly or welcoming. I got closer and I could see the fire. There was a figure sitting next to it. I called out, but there was no response. I felt a chill and stepped closer, but I knew better than to approach a stranger, even in a crisis. The 13th lesson: always prioritize your safety by maintaining a safe distance from unknown individuals and assessing the situation carefully. I stepped closer and I could see the figure clearly. It was a woman, but she was dead. Her eyes were open and her skin was pale. I backed away, my heart pounding. The 14th lesson: if you find a body, do not touch anything and immediately report it to the authorities. I turned and ran, but I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The fog was closing in again and I was lost. The 15th lesson: always have a backup plan, such as a map and compass, even when you think you're prepared. I started to walk again, but I was scared. The fog was thick and the cold was biting. I could hear my own breath and the wind was getting stronger. Remember, in cold and foggy conditions, you must prioritize finding shelter and a heat source to avoid hypothermia. The 16th lesson: rely on your compass and seek shelter to stay warm and safe. I heard a howl in the distance. It was a wolf. My heart was racing and I could feel the cold seeping into my bones. The 17th lesson: stay alert and listen for signs of danger. Remember, if you encounter wildlife, keep calm, avoid direct eye contact, and slowly back away to give the animal space. I walked on, following the compass direction rather than relying on the wind, which can be misleading. The fog was lifting slightly, but visibility remained poor. I stumbled over a rock and almost fell, my knees getting soaked and the cold biting into my skin. The 18th lesson: always be prepared for the unexpected and trust your tools like a compass rather than unreliable environmental cues. I heard a noise again. This time it was closer. I froze, holding my breath. I could hear it moving, but I couldn't see it. My mind was filled with images of potential threats, but I couldn't be sure what was out there. The 19th lesson: stay alert and be ready to defend yourself, but avoid unnecessary confrontation. I walked on, following the compass direction, since wind direction can vary and isn't reliable for navigation. The fog was lifting and I could see the trail markers. I was getting closer to safety, but I was still scared. The 20th lesson: trust your compass and stay alert to any changes in your environment to guide you back. I saw the trail markers and I felt a wave of relief. I followed them back to my campsite. As the fog began to lift and the sun set, I realized how fortunate I was, but the experience left me shaken. The 21st lesson: always be prepared for the worst, but hope for the best. I sat by my fire, reflecting on the night. Lost in dense fog, I relied on my compass and stayed calm. Staying calm is key, but don't forget to use your skills wisely. The 22nd lesson: stay calm and use your skills to survive safely and responsibly. This is educational only. The night was dark and the fog rolled back in like a thick curtain. I knew I had to keep moving, but every step felt like a gamble. The compass pointed north, but the dense fog made it hard to see where I was going, increasing the risk of wandering off course. Here's what kept me alive: the wind. I felt it against my face, cool and steady. Tomorrow on the Survival Files: treat blisters before they end your walk.